All right, next up.
Ooh,
Set it off.
that's
Set it off.
I'm going New Jack City.
But come on.
Man, listen, Jada, she don't turn me off for life. Jada don't turn me off for life. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Everybody, and welcome back to the Blerd Box Podcast, where we're two friends who talk about literally nothing and everything all at once. Things we're nerdy about, current events, and random stuff we're going to find on the internet. I'm White.
And I am Gray.
And welcome back. This is episode 3, season 1 of the Blerd Box Podcast. And what's our topic for today?
So I would say we should talk about good old Batman.
Batman, my favorite. Batman.
More specifically, the only two good actors, I would say. Besides George Clooney, which you
Oh my gosh.
one off. Michael Keaton and Christian Bale. Who's better?
So my stance is this, because I can't decide. I love Michael Keaton as Batman. I love Christian Bale as Batman. And then the things that surround each of their Batman franchises was phenomenal. So that makes it even harder, because who do you give the edge to? And I know some people, especially if you're not familiar with the Michael Keaton Batman, you're going to give the edge to Christian Bale, because not only is he a good mixture of Bruce Wayne and Batman, and like his actual franchise showed a mixture of him being Bruce Wayne and Batman, but the supporting cast and the villains on his movie are far superior than any recent comic book movies that we've gotten since that came out. Started in 2006. So when Batman Begins. But Michael Keaton also has a great supporting cast, great director who I absolutely adore, and Prince on the soundtrack. So
That don't mean nothing.
it does, because it's Prince on the soundtrack, and then I've got Hans Zimmerman doing the score for Christian Bale, and it's just, I can't choose, because both of them have such strong platforms to stand on. I'm lucky enough to have both of them as part of my repertoire, whereas some people just have one specific Batman, and that's what they stuck with. So, who are you picking?
Me personally, I'm just gonna stick to Christian Bale. Hey, listen.
Okay.
Hey, listen. Christian Bale's Batman, he showed what Batman's actually about, and this was the first Batman that actually showed some detective skills, more so just kicking ass, honestly, or whatever the case may be. Like, he actually had to figure this one out more so than anything. And me personally, of course, I don't remember. I think I had seen Batman Begins in '92 with Michael Keaton, but I don't remember it. Like, no disrespect to him, I'll have to watch it again. But I'm sure it was a good movie. But before that, I mean, nobody really remembers any of the other Batmans. So everybody only, I mean, we're not gonna count Robert Pattinson, whatever his name is.
He's the Batman.
We're not counting him.
That one did show ultimately Batman as a detective, more so than any other Batman.
We're not counting. We're not counting that, So
Not
we'll
counting
give Ben Affleck one thumb, 1.5 or whatever.
He's a good old Batman. I'm actually surprised at how much I actually liked him as old Batman. But my Batman rankings are pretty self-explanatory. I guess I'll get into that. Oh, disclaimer: this is excluding animated Batman. Animated Batman is on a whole different ancestral plane, so I don't even want to include them, because that DC, when it comes to anime movies, is top tier. So I don't even want to include animated Batman in this Batman conversation. So we're just Michael Keaton and Christian Bale in this one. So
I would just say Christian Bale, because I would say it could just be the writing itself, but I think this was the only one he actually showed emotion in. and obviously that comes with the villains because Batman don't show emotion unless he got villains, good villains with him. But I think, I mean, it was like what? That was Michael Keaton was 92, and the Dark Knight came out in what 2006. Man, I was like,
Batman Begins 2006, Dark Knight 2008. The Dark Knight came out 2008. Batman Begins with Christian Bale was 2006.
Well, whatever. I swear Michael Keaton's was called Batman Begins, but as well. But I guess we began twice. But
Batman Begins over every single time someone else plays him. We get the same backstory. Damn it!
I mean,
I've seen Thomas and Martha Wayne tie so many times.
I mean, yeah, they kind of touched on that with this one with Christian Bale, but it wasn't really about that. It was just more so of him. It was more so him being Bruce Wayne with his parents' company, and then just trying to. I mean, he was just showing off the billionaire lifestyle. Like they didn't. This is probably the first time, well, probably the only time that they're ever gonna show off just how rich he actually is. I mean, coming in with a supermodel and a helicopter. I mean, Jesus. How more baller can you get? Riding around in the city in a Lamborghini, like, come on, man. In New York at that, like, gross. But how much baller can you get? I think
crashing your Lamborghini.
Oh yeah, that
and then not batting an eye. He was just like, no. He was like, I was just trying to make the light because he wasn't supposed to be Batman. He was just trying to make the light. But
I think the only regret that I have for Christian Bale was he didn't get a Riddler. I think a Riddler and a Joker in that trilogy would have been good, personally. Two crazies.
I love Tom Holland's thing.
I mean, it was good.
That's like an essential Batman moment when he gets his back broken by Bane.
I mean, you could do that with any of them, though. You could do that with any Batman after that point. Like,
I mean, you could do it with any Batman, but I'm just saying, like, Bane's a good character to have. He's just as smart.
I'm not saying he's not a good character. I want to see somebody act. I want to see a new Riddler at this point.
Gotcha.
Like, the Scarecrow was cool. I mean, he's dangerous in his own right.
I like that he was littered throughout the whole trilogy.
It was just, I don't know. Like, I want to see another Mr. Freeze personified, and I want to see another Riddler because those are the main three. I mean, the Penguin, Penguin's old at this point. Like, no one, you don't really need to talk about the Penguin no more. It's just, it was always the Joker, Mr. Freeze, and the Riddler that was his worst of the worst. Besides, like, the Sandman or whatever. But, I mean, I'm gonna stick with Christian Bale personally. I just think
I was about to say you gotta get back on the train here.
I just think the range of Batman emotions, if you want to call it, and they showed the lead up to Harvey Dent becoming Two-Face, and just a bunch of other people.
Oh, that makeup was fantastic.
Yeah, that was gross. I'm not gonna lie.
That was a Two-Face. Now that Tommy Lee Jones was Two-Face, and with Val Kilmer's Batman, but we don't even mention that either.
We don't talk about Val Kilmer.
But that Two-Face, that's how he's supposed to look. That's
yeah, when he turned to the other side in the hospital, I was like, oh god.
Yeah, once we saw it, everybody in the theater was like, oh.
Yeah, it looked real. It looked too real.
Whoop.
And he started speaking. I was like, oh gosh, this is gross. I was like, brother, how are you even alive?
Then Gordon was like, you're in excruciating pain and you will not take any pain meds. I was like, I would be drugged up. Nothing would make sense coming out of me. I'm drooling out the side of my hole that's there now.
I'd be high as a kite, for sure.
Because the way it looked painful.
Yeah, that's a fact. But even, oh man. Hopefully they play more into Two-Face as well, because he was actually a really good. He wasn't as smart as them, but he was more. I would say he was definitely more diabolical in some aspects than them as well. He was just more straight to the point forward with it. He was just heads or tails, but it was both heads regardless. So either way, he's gonna get what he wanted. So, and then just showing. I would say just showing Batman with some, like I said, Batman with some emotions, having to choose people and all that other stuff. I mean, you didn't really get that in the other ones. It was just more so, oh, there's a villain, let's go get him. He's blowing up half the city, blah blah blah. You know, they even showed more about Jim Gordon. I mean, I didn't think they would ever do that, even though we know his whole story with his daughter and everything. But I'm just gonna stick with Christian Bale, and it's not just because you like Michael Keaton. No offense, it's just because I like Christian
like
Bale.
both of them. But you also like I said at the beginning, most people probably wouldn't be. Or some people are like me because they remember both in their arenas. You don't remember much about Michael Keaton, so you wouldn't be like. I think if you watched Batman at that time and rewatched it now and watched it with Christian Bale, you'd be on the fence like I am. You'd be like, okay, this is tough. Michael Keaton. you just saying that, but I think he would be on the fence just as much as I am if you remember.
We need another, not George Clooney, but we need another funny Batman.
We need
can we get some more
Adam West Batman. That's
can we get some comedy in there?
We did. That's my other favorite Batman, Lego Batman. So there you go. Which he has not seen, which is absolutely atrocious.
I seen the trailer, and the trailer was hilarious. Okay,
yes, the whole movie is hilarious.
Yes. At least give me that.
There's your funny Batman. It was perfect. Zach Galifianakis as the Joker. They even pay homage to Michael Keaton's Batman because they had Billy D. Williams in there as Two-Face.
Hey, listen, I'm talking about a live action though. You said no animated, so
hey. We had our funny Batman. We have TV's Adam West, which should be everybody's favorite TV Batman. And then, like...
with the old Batman theme music. With the little action words at the sides and stuff. I never saw Adam West's Batman personally, so I might need to check that out, honestly.
It's a good time. It really
I just want to see the costume, because I know it was... oh, man, it was terrible.
That old school Batman costume.
I want to see I know Jack Nicholson was in like the 89 Michael Keaton.
As the Joker.
Just seeing his costume and now I'm like, bro. And then, only time I see Jack Nicholson now is at the Lakers games, courtside. But
this man is retired. Let him do it. Let him live his life.
Hey, look, we can have a whole side conversation with Jack Nicholson. Just him. Don't he get royalties from Batman itself, franchise or whatever? I think so.
You're talking to it like it's music.
I mean,
I think the actor gets like a paid salary for doing the job, and that's it. Unless he's a producer.
I'm pretty sure Jack Nicholson had some. I'm pretty sure he had that in his contract to somebody. Because, hey, look, I don't know how much he got paid for them, but Jack Nicholson been sitting courtside for like the last 20, 30 years.
Jack Nicholson.
But all I'm saying is, there's no way he made that much money to retire at this point. From Batman. I think he getting some under the table royalty, so to speak, from that. But it's all good.
Doing this he's famous for One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So
yeah, I never saw that. I heard of it though. I never saw that.
Jack Nicholson's been doing this long enough to where yes, he can retire.
Yeah, but that money was different back then though.
Yeah,
it wasn't making a lot.
Apparently he was smart with it.
Yeah, it must have been, but living in LA.
Because think about it, being a movie star back then, and where the housing market wasn't as crazy as it is now, and you actually could still get your starter home as a movie star for, like, let's say, for example, the average person's starter home was $70,000. For a movie star, it's $200,000.
I'm pretty sure he bought up a lot of property.
So he probably bought up his house. So he probably owns his big ass house wherever it is by the time he's ready to retire. He's chilling.
I'm pretty sure he bought a lot of land in LA at that time. Man, people buying like halves of mountains in LA and all that other stuff around the area. Yeah. Like,
that's all right. That mountain's gonna cave in on you. You're gonna be like, "What happened, nature?"
Hey, it's still land.
She don't like you.
It's still land. That's all that matters. But anyway, getting back to the topic, I'm gonna see Lego Batman.
Yes, we're probably gonna turn this on after.
I think I do want to see Michael Keaton's Batman. I just don't know if it can necessarily compare to what this Batman did as a whole. Only because he just didn't get enough. He got 2 movies, but to be honest, I don't know if the one in '89. I think the one in '92, they should have let him continue with that one, and then George Clooney's probably would have never happened.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Well,
that's why everybody still wants Michael Keaton to be Batman.
Technically, his could have, because George Clooney's was a standalone because he's the only one that had Poison Ivy in there. Okay, yeah. He's the only one that had Mr. Freeze, and who's the other person? I think they had a Riddler.
Bane.
Yeah, he had a
terrible Bane.
He had a weird. He had the. I mean, technically, he had the original Bane.
No,
he had an original, but that was how Bane originally was. He was a skinny guy. He just pumped his muscles up with the poison. So he had an interesting cast, but Poison Ivy having Bane as a henchman was outrageous, to say the least. Because there's no way she should have been able to control him. And he's the only one that had Robin.
Yeah.
So, which I think they should get into too. I don't know why they're playing. Not even bring it up.
It's tough.
But I mean, he turns into Nightwing. I mean, he's Red Hood.
One of them does.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's literally like 3 different versions.
Now, a live action Red Hood, I've been waiting for.
He's in the video.
That's what I want. I mean, we got the cartoon version, and they had plenty of time. Okay, if you're in there like I am, you know who voiced Tim Drake, and that was Jensen Ackles. Supernatural played Dean, and everybody was like, every single time people wanted Jensen Ackles to play Batman.
You talking about the animated
Red Hood, yeah.
Are you talking about the movie or?
Yeah, the movie Death in the Family and all stuff. That was Jensen Ackles. Oh my gosh!
Man, all them
Woo!
Batman and Netflix.
On Netflix, yes.
I'm like, bro, I don't know what's what.
That's why I said animated Batman is on a whole different ancestral plane because there is no freaking way.
It goes to the comic book more.
You cannot beat that.
It pays attention to the comic book more.
Yeah. So no. Everybody's been wanting Jensen Ackles to play Batman, and sometimes for Halloween he'll dress up to appease everybody that he could be Batman because he's got the face for it.
The jaw.
He's got the jaw.
I think. He's not old, and he's not too old yet, but he's definitely getting.
He would definitely have to be old Batman. He's Ben Affleck's age.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, granted, shout out to Supernatural. I mean, that was a great TV series.
But I think it hindered them from doing a lot of other projects because everybody just wanted to keep seeing them on that. So they were filming all year long.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, because the way that show was, I mean, it took place at all parts of the year, so in all kinds of cities and everywhere. It just took place everywhere. That was tough. So
they were always filming that. I don't think Supernatural took longer than a year off if a season was. They were like back. So him playing Supernatural, great. Love him as Dean Winchester. However, it also hindered him from doing other things. Like voice acting, you can do from a studio, and you can go right back to work. You can have a trailer for that as well. Or whatever the case may be. Go right back to work, but and that was during the time when Supernatural wasn't as popular. I think it was still during the first 5 seasons. Yeah, and then it just started picking up momentum. Netflix finally put Supernatural on there, and everybody's like, "What the hell is this?" And then boom, just.
I don't really know much about Red Hood personally, so I don't know that story. I know watching Batman Beyond. We saw Robin turn in, the backstory of how Robin turned into the Joker, which was super creepy, honestly, because it was like he had a part of him inside him. I'm like, I don't know how this happened, honestly. I'll have to really watch that. Story. That whole scene or that whole explanation was super weird and creepy, of how that actually happened, and then. I don't remember how he actually turned into Nightwing either. Like, Robin is such a weird character. Robin is very complex. Like, he's Robin as a teen and growing up to some extent. Then it's like one stays Robin, the other one goes to Nightwing, the other one is Red Hood. But they're all rogues at the same time. Yeah. It's so weird. It's weird, man. I don't understand. They rebel against their father eventually, and their father is Bruce Wayne. Yeah, but to be honest, like, they're really. I mean, maybe because Robin wanted to actually hurt people to an extent. Robin got to the fuck it button before Batman did. He was like, okay, that's it. That's probably what it was, and it probably had more so to do with the Joker and certain enemies. Yeah. more so than anything.
It's like, he keeps coming back, but he's like, I have to kill him. He's like, no, do it to break my code. And Robin's like, go cold. Like, I'm tired.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. It's unfortunate. I think they definitely need to, I mean, a lot of people say they don't care about Robin, but I think Robin's story itself should be a part of Batman's story, and it could tie into a movie itself. True. With both of them, but I just don't think they care enough about Robin, or they just don't want to.
Look, at one point, many people didn't care about Aquaman until Jason Momoa played him, so they just need the right script, the right cast, and you never know.
I mean, but Aquaman is an original member of the Justice League, so he had.
I know, but everybody still made fun of Aquaman.
I mean, that's fine.
Even though Aquaman is ridiculously powerful.
Yeah.
But you think about Family Guy, like...
He couldn't stop Thanos, so he ain't that powerful. So,
how do you know?
'Cause
Two different universes.
But we saw it.
How? Aquaman's not even in.
It don't matter.
That makes no sense.
We saw it.
That makes no sense.
And...
Alright.
They was in the water. But anyway. I digress.
Okay. Anyway, that makes no sense because one's Marvel, one's DC. Neither one of them are cross paths.
I don't think they're gonna find I don't think they want to do Robin. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think they want to do Robin.
You never know.
Like they're gonna do the whole Justice League starting 5 or 6, and then it's like, all right, what else we got? Well, they did. Who they do? What's his name? Dr. Hope, kinda in Black Adam. They're gonna do the Martian Hunter, who's part of Justice League, number 6.
I'm ready for Jon Stewart.
Who?
Jon Stewart.
Oh, the Green Lantern again?
Black Green Lantern.
I don't know who that's gonna be. I doubt it's gonna be Jonathan Majors. So
why is he the one to go to on that?
I don't know. I don't know who they could think of. I mean, it's gonna be somebody unknown. That's for sure.
It should be the same reason why I like Ray Fisher as Cyborg. He's not that big of a name, and if the studio and Joss Whedon didn't mess up Justice League, the one we got on HBO would have been our Justice League, and it was beautiful.
Is it gonna be British? You think?
Jon Stewart should not be British.
Think he's gonna be a British actor?
No. Oh.
No disrespect to them. Like they do a great job.
It probably will be. God, I just thought about that.
I have to wait and see who it is. I have to if they come out with whoever's gonna be the new Green Lantern, I'm gonna definitely do a Google search on this person to see what
That's if they do Jon Stewart.
I mean, they have to. He's an original member of the Justice League. They have to at some point. Ryan Reynolds was not the answer. I'm sorry. Okay.
So
he's funny.
You mean Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart? Because Hal Jordan was also a Green Lantern in Justice League.
Was he white?
Yeah, Hal Jordan was the white one. Jon Stewart was the black one.
We're talking about the black one.
Yeah, okay.
So whoever it is, I'm gonna do a thorough Google research on him to see who he actually is, and that will be somebody I pay attention to. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna actually watch their movies if they look interesting.
Huh? Sounds like a plan.
So I don't know the story of like the '92 Michael Keaton Batman. I don't know what that movie was actually about. Do you think do you think they would have played off that one, or they would have just kind of went to a whole nother?
I think they would have played off that one because I think that's when Billy D. Williams came in as Harvey Dent, and they were going to explore that more of him becoming Two-Face.
Was there a reason why they just didn't do another one?
I can't remember. It just went into production hell, and
think he was asking for too much.
He should. Michael Keaton's amazing.
Oh my gosh. I think. I mean, do you think what Christian Bale did would have basically been what Michael Keaton did?
That's what I'm saying. They're very similar in Batman.
As far as like, if you take the villains from Christian Bale's Batman and then put them in Michael Keaton's instead, do you think it could have had the same effect?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, Who would have played Joker at that point? I mean, no offense, I don't think Jack Nicholson would have been. I don't think that would have been a good.
Oh no,
Joker
Jack Nicholson was a good Joker for the time being.
Was he a comical Joker? He looked like crazy.
He was still crazy, but yes, he was more so comical.
Oh, he was a comical one. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not
like the
Scarecrow.
bad dad jokes and all sort of stuff.
I don't think Scarecrow would have been a good one for the second one. Was Scarecrow the second one? Who was in the second one? That was the second Batman. Christian
Bale first. Scarecrow was the big bad besides Ra's al Ghul on Batman Begins, and then, well, a little backstory: Christopher Nolan and Cillian Murphy are really, really good friends, and he loves him so much that's why he keeps putting him in his movies, even if it's a small part. Cillian Murphy, so the guy that plays Scarecrow.
Okay.
He was in Batman Begins, and then you remember Dark Knight. Pretty much one of the opening, not the Joker opening scenes, but Batman's opening scenes, where he popped out of the back of the van. He was like, "Hey, I told you I could help you. I just didn't tell you to be where you wanted to go," pretty much. And he was just because it was a fake Batman that was coming around.
Oh yeah.
So that was him there, and then that Dark Knight Rising was. When they did the trials of everybody, he was the one in doing the trial saying, "Are you guilty or are you guilty?" And you're guilty, so you're going to the ice. Pretty much. But yeah, he used Cillian Murphy in pretty much all his movies. Like, you seen the that trailer of Upender about the nuclear reactor that you were like when we were watching YouTube and you hit skip on?
Yeah.
That's Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, that's weird.
Peaky Blinders, if that helps.
I mean, I know you're talking about. I just remember him like doing the laugh. I think he. No, that was. I don't know. I thought he was the one that had the poison gas and made himself laugh.
That's it.
Or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got the look of a crazy person, to say the least. So, I mean, that's cool. It's just like Stan Lee being in all the movies for a while. Pretty much his one little role.
Cameos.
Yeah.
That's a quick sidebar. What's your favorite Stan Lee cameo? I already know mine.
The bus driver.
The bus driver in the first Spider-Man.
Was it the first? I want to say he was
Peter Parker. Well, not Peter.
No,
Parker.
he was
Sorry,
with
with
Tom
Tobey
Holland.
Maguire.
No,
The one with Tom Holland.
Yeah, I think he was a bus driver in that one.
He was the librarian. No, that was Andrew Garfield. I think he was the librarian.
I want to say he was the bus driver in Tom Holland. Mm-hmm. He had some funny, he had some little catchphrases and stuff. I was like, okay, look at you, I see you.
My favorite one is the fact that he was the DJ at the strip club in Deadpool.
Wow. I cannot see him DJ.
He was in the booth. He was like, coming up on the stage next, Chastity. He's like, you can't buy happiness, but you can rent it.
That's funny. That's actually funny.
I was like, see, that's what Ryan was putting Stan Lee in that type of cameo. It's definitely Deadpool-esque.
I think Deadpool was definitely up his alley. Like, yes, I get the curse.
So, yeah.
Or make very provocative jokes.
I'm gonna miss his cameo.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You should have had some just out there.
That's why I feel like when they did that for Stanley, they should have done that for Adam West and all the Batman movies.
I don't think they was thinking about that at the time.
They probably weren't, but now I probably give them that. They're like, damn it, that would have been genius. Can't do that anymore.
Yeah, Batman not going through no multiverse.
Adam West is no longer here either, so it sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're most Christian Bale. I am on the fence. I'm kind of if it's Michael Keaton versus Christian Bale, I'm on the versus part. Like I can't. I'm playing tug of war here. But okay, the follow up to that is we're gonna go into wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Rock versus Dave Bautista. Who are you picking?
I'm picking Dave. I'm picking. Okay.
As an actor, not wrestler, or impact on wrestling.
Oh well, we already know who that is. The People's Champ.
That's
But
the People's Champ.
Man. Okay. Action obviously is gonna be The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Just everything else besides action, it'll be Dave Bautista. I'd say Dave Bautista.
Yeah.
Let's just go with Dave Bautista.
I pick Dave Bautista too. It's just The Rock plays The Rock in all his movies.
Super alpha male.
Not even that. It's just
super alpha male.
I don't know what it is. It's Dwayne Johnson playing The Rock, playing Dwayne Johnson in the movie. Okay. There's no way to separate the two, unfortunately for him. But it's his niche. He's getting paid buku money to do that.
He's like, oh, you got muscles now? All right, let's get those in there. Let's get those in that movie.
But yeah, no. Dave Bautista, like, I respect him because he wants to be known for more than just being a wrestler. And the fact that he's got that bulky build just like The Rock does, he's trying not to get that to hinder him while he's acting.
And, which I didn't know, I Googled this the other day. Mm-hmm. The Rock is 6'5", apparently, and Dave Bautista is apparently 6'4". So
yeah, he thought Dave Bautista was like a bulldog, like
I thought he was
short.
Like 5'9", 5'10", for real. I did not know he was that tall. He don't look like it in no movie, so I'm actually pretty surprised with that. I mean, like I said, you're still gonna hate me for this, but I think him being Drax and Guardians of the Galaxy just shows his range overall.
I don't even feel that. Like, I love Dave Bautista in that role. I'm just not the biggest fan of Guardians of the Galaxy. Period.
That's fine. You don't have to be. It's a hilarious movie.
Oof.
I mean, even though Gamora dies, but
it's not even that. I was just people hyped that movie up, and I went to see it. I was like, "That's it."
Which one?
Like, if the first one, I was like, "Oh my gosh," and I was just like, "Okay," and then I go see the second one, I'm like, "Okay," and then I tap out. I'm like, "Okay." At this point, we're good.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I don't really know him. I don't really remember him in like any of his other work personally, but I have to.
I don't think you've seen any of his.
I've seen some of those movies. I just don't remember the movie and him specifically. Because the one thing about him, he gonna play his role. The Rock is always gonna look like The Rock, so it doesn't matter what unless he just get a full makeup change, which is hard to do for him because he's so freaking tall and everything else to go with it. Well, I mean, Dave Bautista's tall too, but Dave Bautista he can transform into the role. The character.
He blends for you. He blends more.
The Rock just don't blend. It's like, yeah, I'm the main character. You already know it's gonna be me. So, and he's gonna have a big gun in most of his movies anyway.
He's gonna be demolishing that building.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna kick a wall in at some point. He's either gonna put somebody through a freaking wall or he's kicking in the wall. One of the two. It's like, I'm sorry.
He's gonna put you through that freaking wall. Frank.
I do like The Rock's. I do like a lot of his movies. I think, even though he was still being The Rock, I mean, I think Gridiron Gang was, for drama purposes, probably the best one. And then The Game Plan, just because he was dealing with kids in that movie, like I said. So
all the wrestlers get the kid movie at some point. Like, Dave Bautista had his, John Cena had one, The Miz had one, so...
Who's John Cena's?
It was on Nickelodeon, I can't remember what it was.
Oh, yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, they too big to be, like, doing kids movies, I'm gonna be honest.
It's part of wrestling, and most of the time you have stars in your eyes when you're watching wrestling as a kid. As you got an adult, you're just like, you're either still watching it because it's kind of ingrained in you at this point. But I stopped watching wrestling after a while.
Stone Cold never had a kid movie. What? I mean, he was trying to protect his kid, but he didn't have a kid's movie.
It's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
So, just because he does give me a hell yeah and drinks 2 beers doesn't mean nothing, okay? Okay?
That's like saying The Undertaker never got his kid movie. Like, come on.
I mean, The Undertaker probably would be a great something. He'd be a great something.
Like, he would make sense in the Haunted Mansion. The Undertaker being there.
I mean, I think, honestly, The Undertaker could put some makeup on and be a great anything. I think he could be a great
zombie.
Villain. He'd be a tall zombie, but I think he would be a great villain. I think he could. I couldn't see him in an action movie. I could definitely see him in some like suspense thrillers and stuff like that.
It's weird. Every time I picture The Undertaker, even as a kid, I was like, he's still very slow.
he's just doing that for the. He was doing that for the wrestling. I'm pretty sure he's fast.
Okay.
I mean,
which makes me think like he's in the category of like Morgan Freeman stuff, where it's like you've always been older. I don't think there's ever a time where I've seen you young.
Yeah, Undertaker's always looked kind of like
old,
20 plus years ahead of his time in age.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never seen a young Morgan Freeman because he's always looked old. So even like 30 years ago, he still had gray hair. I'm like, Jesus, like what the heck?
Right.
That's kind of sad, sir. You had plenty of money then to go ahead and color that, but it's all good.
Right.
I mean, I don't know nothing the Miz was in. I don't even know who he is.
I barely know, but
I think he had long hair or something.
It's always the white wrestlers.
Yeah.
Let's see Booker T. Washington have Booker T. having any type of movie career.
I mean,
Eddie Guerrero didn't have one.
Maybe not Hollywood.
Nah.
I definitely seen Booker T's twin in an X-rated movie.
Out. Get out. Get out. That's disgusting.
Yo. Oh God, I seen him in I see his twin. Oh man.
We have to remember him in other movies that you've seen.
Nah. That's how good a blended in he did, apparently. Because I don't
big
remember what he looked
blend.
like.
Yeah, that's a big fan of blend. Because you didn't notice that he was in the Doom movies.
Nah, I have to look at. I mean, I only saw the trailer. I mean, I ain't actually watched the movie.
Yeah, he's in both the first one and the second one.
I guess he looked like he one of the minions. I ain't gonna lie to you. He kind of looked like a side character, honestly.
Nah, he's one of the main guys in the opposition, pretty much.
Well, cool.
But yeah, no, I picked Dave Bautista for that reason too, because The Rock and him are literally just an inch apart in height, and they're both very, very big dudes. Both tatted up, like they stand out in a crowd of people because they're just big and stocky guys. So the fact that Dave Bautista wants to be more of a dramatic actor, like an actual actor, than more so just like going into the niche like The Rock did, where it's action comedy.
Yeah, he got like two.
So that's what I really appreciate, because I've seen the interview where he was talking about he wants to be known for more so his acting. Because I stopped watching wrestling a long time ago, so I didn't watch Dave Bautista that much in wrestling.
Yeah, me either.
So the fact that he was able to break out from that, because it's not that easy to do. Again, we only named, 4 that you don't even know about the Miz, pretty much. But
I don't know
The Rock, John Cena, and Dave Bautista are the only 3 I can think of that are.
I mean, again,
Stone Cold had some action movies, yeah, but.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, he didn't get
his wasn't lasting more so than everybody else.
They gave him some C level.
Yeah. Straight to DVD.
Yeah, probably, because I don't think there was in movie theaters, unfortunately.
The only one I think he was in that was in movie theaters was The Expendables.
It wasn't.
Oh, and Longest Yard.
Which were good movies.
Yeah, they had a lot of wrestlers in The Longest Yard. Like, one of my favorite was in there, so it was cool. Goldberg.
Listen, I don't want to. Him or Stone Cold, I did not want to see them at their height of their wrestling career. No way. See that man in the alley or walking at me with some pads on? No way. I'm good, bro. Yeah. I'm good. You had it. You got it. I'm going to just bow out gracefully. I ain't about to get embarrassed.
I thought you said bow wow gracefully, not bow out. I was like, bow wow.
Man, the Rock is going to be in something that he is the star of, or he got an important part, like Fast and Furious. The rift was caused because The Rock got in there and took everybody's like spotlight. Supposedly.
I hate the Fast and Furious franchise so much, but that's funny.
Supposedly that was the whole.
Then he's like, "This is mine," and then The Rock was like, "But is it though?"
I'm gonna go ahead and tap him on the show. I'm gonna let you go ahead and sit this one out, player. I got this now. But truth be told, I mean, The Rock, he's out of there. So I mean, yeah, okay.
Rock's like, I make way too much money to even worry about you guys.
He got a spinoff, so he good. They might come out with another one.
Him and Jason Statham got the standoff because they are the two breakers.
I mean, he might get another one with him. Who knows? It might be in the making now. We'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully they do.
Let's talk about like our favorite Jason Statham movies.
What you got to say?
I'm not talking about it now. We can talk about it later. Like the whole topic is supposed to be Dave Bautista and The Rock.
Oh man.
You about to go on a full tangent. Your train of thought was.
That's okay. It'll always come back. So that's all that matters.
Always be back on track at some point.
Yeah, exactly. That's how this train ride goes.
3 hours later.
And that's how this train ride goes. I mean, for what it is, The Rock does a good job in his movies. Like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix. Like, he did his job. Like, plain and simple. We know what you're getting from Keanu Reeves in The Matrix and John Wick.
It sounds like you were downplaying Keanu Reeves, and
no.
I do not like it. Oh, okay.
I'm saying he does his job in the movies. Like, we know what we're going to get. Action. We get that 1 or 2 expressions.
Keanu Reeves' action is different, though, because he's actually fast with his.
I mean,
that man trains with his guns and his hand-to-hand combat. Like, it's nothing.
Yeah, I've seen the video of how fast he had to reload with those specific guns and things like that. It's hard to do. It's hard to reload like that. The fact that he can just...
That's awesome to watch. That's like when you find a actual passion within your acting role and you hone it to perfection to the point where it's like, oh, if John Wick was a real person, it'd definitely be Keanu Reeves.
I don't think he would get that many headshots.
He will not get that many headshots.
It's cool.
But you saw as like John Wick kind of proceeded that his headshots weren't as clean.
Hey,
after a while.
They all had body armor on.
He was just like, all these new suits.
In the neck.
Everybody with their suits.
Yeah, you gotta shoot them in the neck. Hey, them bulletproof suits does wonders, man. Yeah. Heavy though. I mean, like I said, I like the Gridiron Gang and the Game Plan were like his 2 different kind of movies. Only so because they had kids, but he was, to be honest, when it comes to rock and comedy, he's not the comedic person. It's his counterpart that's the comedic, or multiple counterparts. Like, even with like the Game Plan, it wasn't him, it was the lady, it was the daughter, and it was like everybody else in the movie. It was just The Rock being what's the word, oblivious to the actual jokes. He was like a hard ass the whole time, basically, until he was like a tree. He played a tree in the movie.
Or in the ballet.
Yeah, the ballet. He was a gigantic tree. And then, obviously, which I had totally forgot about, Central Intelligence with Kevin Hart. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not The Rock. Come on. Kevin Hart was the star of that. And then it was just The Rock being...
I think it's them two playing off each other that makes it funny. Because this is not the first movie they did together, and it's not definitely ain't going to be the last.
Yeah.
If anything, they're the buddy cop ones that are going to happen a lot more.
I mean, I could... The Rock was like the new version of Ice Cube for Kevin Hart. Because, I mean, Ice Cube was getting up there. I don't know if he's going to do any more movies at this point. But The Rock is like the younger, muscular version of him in the sense.
What,
Ice Cube did a lot of... playing off Kevin Hart. Yeah. So,
but they only did 1 movie together. Well, 2 movies technically were right along. But other than that...
But I mean, okay, he got 3 with Kevin Hart, but still, he's still playing off Kevin Hart to help with the funny. So Kevin Hart he's a small guy, so I mean it's gonna be funny regardless.
Yeah, those two together, it literally is a little pit bull and a damn mastiff standing next to each other.
I mean, yeah.
Not even that. Like, I would give bulldog more so than pit bull, because pit bulls can be fairly big, especially ones mixed with mastiff. But The Rock is literally an English mastiff. And then you got Kevin Hart, the English bulldog.
The ankle body. Basically, yeah. I mean, he's
more like a French bulldog, because they're yippy.
Yeah, he's a foot taller than him, literally. So, I mean, yeah, but I say it's more so Kevin Hart. It helps with the whole thing. Like, I couldn't imagine The Rock. Oh, the funny thing was, the Fast and Furious movies, I mean, besides Tyrese, there was really nothing funny. So he kind of had
the concept is funny. It's just like, this is absolutely ridiculous.
But whoever wrote the scenes, some of the scenes for him, made it funny for him.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
but he has to be able to deliver on that, and he delivers funny very well. He's charismatic. That's why he always plays just himself.
But he always has like that. he has a charismatic face, but charismatic role, but he has that non-moving face to go with it. Like it's just stuck, always in like an angry grin. Not an angry grin, but an angry. It's like an angry straight face, like an angry.
No, then he has what the hell, which is people's eyebrow. He will always do that.
I mean, he's gonna forever do that. I mean, he might as well have that trademark at this point if he can. But
I don't think he can trademark his face.
he might as well have insurance on it. Then if that's the case. If you can have insurance on hair, okay, or like Ronaldo, have insurance on your legs.
That is his livelihood. The Rock's eyebrow isn't his livelihood.
Yeah, it is. Listen, if them eyebrows don't move, we don't know what's going on.
They give him CGI that just like they CGI the way Henry Cavill's mustache. Okay, not a problem.
Why do you know they CGI that?
Because everybody. Okay, first off, everybody knows that they had to do that for the Joss Whedon Justice League, and you could tell his lip was CGI'd off because he was filming Mission Impossible the exact same time when they came and asked him to do some reshoots. So they had to take the mustache off. He couldn't shave it off because he's still filming Mission Impossible.
They could have just put something over it.
They CGI'd it off. And it looked absolutely horrible. So, but, yeah, no. Ronaldo's legs literally is how he makes money. He cannot do it. There's no way. If something happens to his legs are gone, there's no way he's going to be able to make money anymore.
My shin.
Can't do that either. The shin's part of the legs. the okay? So, but I guess he could insure it, but
insure his whole face.
But The Rock is funny. He's always been funny. But
he was funny in wrestling more so.
Oh, wrestling, he's hilarious. But again, he has people to play off of. It's not like he's kind of like Ryan Reynolds, where it's kind of just naturally there. But Ryan Reynolds is hilarious. Like, because Ryan Reynolds can shoot off, like if he was in stand-up. I don't think The Rock can shoot off like if he was in stand-up.
I mean, it works for the hour and a half long comedy action movie that he made here, whatever. But anything over an hour and a half, it ain't gonna be that funny.
And it's not like we're saying we don't love The Rock. The Rock has his niche. He's getting paid good money to continue to be Dwayne The Rock Johnson. But I appreciate Dave Bautista actually honing into this craft and wanting to be a lot more than just.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate him doing all kinds of different roles and stuff like that. I would like to see him in some more action roles, personally, as the main star.
If anything, I think I like him in, like, psychological, like, Knock at the Cabin. I know you didn't see Knives Out or Onion, the one, Glass Onion. But that was good, too. Because he was still funny, but it was more.
Guy Pearce in it, too, right? Didn't that have Guy Pearce? No. The other guy that played James Bond.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah. I was really surprised to see him in that.
And Daniel Craig is hilarious, by the way.
Yeah, that
hilarious.
I seen the trailer. I forgot what movie I was seeing when that was coming out. But yeah, him being in a funny thing, that threw me off. Like, it's weird seeing people that do action movies for like 10 years and then bam, comedy or something like that. Something remotely comical. I'm like, where did this come from?
I like the range. I appreciate it, especially when you can execute it. That's why, again, Michael Keaton's one of my favorites. A good Batman. He can execute the funny. He can execute dramatic. Yeah, I'm going to stop sleeping on Michael Keaton.
But is he beating American Psycho in anything? What is he being honest?
Comparable to American Psycho, Birdman.
You really think so?
Birdman was fantastic.
But is it comparing to American Psycho?
Yeah, it is.
Do we talk about Birdman? No.
Yes.
No. People still talk about American Psycho and how it's one of them people that did a job so good. They just, I mean, obviously you can see him as Batman now, but before that, it's like, I don't like you, but damn, you played the hell out of that character.
You assume that the character he played was the actual way he was. Like, for the longest time, people were mad at Lawrence Fishburne because he played Ike Turner. And they thought that was actually his, like, personality. And they were like, wait a minute, that's not his person. He was playing a role. Like, yes. Because I have plenty of people where it's just like, you know, like, I have the actress that I just hate seeing on screen. I don't know why. I just can't.
I don't know her name.
I can't deal with it. I just can't deal with it. So every time she's in a movie that I actually want to watch, she better die.
Oh, the girl from True Blood. Well, you don't like her either. Well, no, that was the other, not Anna Faris, whatever her name was.
No, the actress is Kate Mara.
Yeah,
she was in Fantastic Four with Michael B. Jordan.
Oh yeah.
And House of Cards. I can't. I don't know why. And it's not even in any of her acting roles. I don't know. I just don't know what it is. I can't take her. I can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot do it. We'll have to talk about that topic later. How I have shows that I watch until the person that I hate on there is no longer on there, and then I can care less about the show. It's called hate watching. It's beautiful.
That's terrible. You should start a fan club.
I never finished House of Cards. The minute she died, I was out. I was like, don't even need to watch anymore. We cool?
I haven't even watched that. Yeah. It's on the list.
Sons of Anarchy.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
When his wife died, I was like, finally, Jesus, and I was cool.
I'm surprised
I never finished it.
I'm surprised I
probably feels like I should go watch the Mayans.
I was thinking about that too, but I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can take another like 9 seasons or something like that.
Sons of Anarchy was good. It's just also.
I mean, it was just.
It was daunting to me.
It wasn't an action. It was all just drama every episode. It was like, damn, what are we doing?
Very true.
But I mean, that probably got a lot more people into bike clubs, if anything.
True.
What kind of role would you see The Rock in?
I see him in action so much.
That you would want to see. Like, what kind of action movie would you want to see him in? That somebody else has played. Could you see him? Could you see him doing something like Training Day?
No, hell.
Not to replace Denzel, but a movie like that. No one's replacing Denzel on that.
I swear he was in a cop movie. Like SWAT or something.
I mean, he was. I think he was. Let me look this up. I don't remember what it was called, but he was in something like that.
But I like to see him in something like Assault on Precinct 13, but not the cops protecting the inmate that they're trying to come get, but on the side of trying to get in. Like, so being the bad guy, but it was still an action movie.
Yeah, I want to see him as a bad guy. Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't know if he wants to do it, but he needs to tap into that because obviously he can play a
Like, if he can still do the action movie, still be The Rock, just turn it into something cynical for a little bit.
Yeah, no, he hasn't done anything like that, unfortunately.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot he was in Be Cool. That was right, like that was like during his wrestling days, though.
Yeah.
So that made sense because he wasn't as muscular then. But he's 51 or whatever now. Like he's getting up there in age. So I'd say
their bulk won't be able to move as fast.
I'd say in the next 10 years, like he gonna be pretty much in like sit down scenes and calling all the shots type of movies at that point, kind of like a Forrest Whitaker.
Because I know they're not going to, like, both him and Dave Bautista won't lose their muscle. They're going to keep that for as long as they possibly can. If anything, they'll kind of go the route of Schwarzenegger, but Schwarzenegger's kind of let it all somewhat deflate. I don't think they're going to let it deflate.
He had to go get turned governor, man.
He turned governor. Still can't believe that happened. But anyway.
Yeah.
Sidebar, just random as hell, but I wanted to say this. His love child with his maid looks too much like him. His other kids don't even look as much like him as his love child does. That kid is a tanner version of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, look him up.
You're scaring me.
Look up Arnold Schwarzenegger's son. Go ahead.
I was a son?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully this comes up. What's his son's name?
Man, I don't know. You're asking way too many questions.
So, wait. Let me, I guess, Noah's son? Is the youngest. Joseph is the youngest of Arnold's 5 children. Oh, here's the one with the housekeeper. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, he got the build just like him. That's creepy as hell.
He looks more like him than any of his kids.
He definitely looks like the younger version of him. Holy crap.
And just tan. A natural, beautiful tan. That kid
crap.
looks just like him. It is freaky.
His dad must have told him the secrets of working out. Because he got the... he
Not
got
even
the
just
build.
that. This looks like the maid didn't do any work.
Except giving birth. That was it.
Gave him the
He got-
skin tone translated. Everything else was Arnold.
Oh, man. Maybe he might run for governor. You know? He definitely going to try to be an action star, too. There's no way.
Hey,
Hopefully.
use your nepotism, sir. Because you are one of the most famous love child. So get up in there.
Yeah,
But
that's crazy.
he looks just like him. It's
Yeah,
freaky.
He can't do no wrong at this point. He was governor, so they can't tell him nothing.
He married a Kennedy, so
Oh.
not the son. Arnold Schwarzenegger married a Kennedy.
You said while married to Marie
Shriver. She's a Kennedy.
I'm expecting your last name to be Kennedy, to be honest.
If you want your last name to be Kennedy, you adding a curse to it. I'm going by someone's maiden
I
name
don't
on
care.
this one.
You being birthed by a Kennedy should be the curse.
Woo.
And so,
No,
but-
I think the last name is the curse.
Well, we'll find out what happens with the one that's running for president, or at least the majority House vote.
It is strange to see an actual comparative family to the Starks getting wiped out little by little.
He's the only one at the family reunion at this point.
Woo.
I'm telling you.
He's like, man, this is nice. I booked this just for myself.
He's like, wait, where is everybody? He's like, oh yeah.
But
What about Dave Bautista? Dave Bautista. What kind of... If you could replace somebody, I guess, from a movie, does it not help because he's just tall as hell?
it doesn't help because he's so bulky. Like, he could still be tall, but just not that stocky. That is one of the reasons why The Rock should stay in his niche at this point. Like, let them pay you to be yourself, like, at this point.
It must be nice.
But David Bautista wanting to more so own his craft, it's the fact that he's tall and bulky. Like, he's not going to be... If he turns into a full method actor like Daniel Day-Lewis or Christian Bale or anybody, or Joaquin Phoenix who will lose a substantial amount of weight just for a role, cool, but that much muscle to lose that, as you've already stretched out your skin, it's just not...
He could be a Bane, obviously, but he could definitely be a tall Bane. Just, I mean, that's one of the few that works, but like he's basically one of the people that has to have movies drawn up specifically for him.
Or like his stature has to fit into the film. Like he fits into Spectre, he fits into Doom, he fits into Guardians of the Galaxy. Even with the psychological ones that he's in, he fits into, they make sure that that character makes sense for him being that stocky. So that's the only problem. His body build is going to keep him from certain roles unless he either goes full method and loses the weight, which is not going to happen, or he at least puts something on. So, for example, Brendan Fraser, when he did The Whale, which I know you haven't seen, but he won an Oscar for that. Brendan Fraser's back. I'm super excited. Dave Bautista could do a role like that because he's already big, but then you just put a bigger fat suit on him to like roll, like to round him out, pretty much.
I don't want to see him in a fat suit.
But that's the only problem. He can do several different roles, but they got to make sure the reason he's built like that makes sense.
What about...
He can't be the pianist and be this giant ass dude. Okay, he can't be saving people from Nazis and be this giant ass dude.
I mean, what superhero could he be though?
I me's great as Drax.
He's not a superhero.
How's he not a superhero?
That's not a superhero. I'm talking about like Justice League type superhero or something.
So he doesn't count for the Marvel superheroes. That's exactly what he is.
They weren't superheroes. They were just out.
If anything, they're bounty hunters in space. But
because I mean, it would be hard. I didn't know nothing about Black Adam, so I mean that was a kind of a surprise in itself. The Rock getting his superhero cred now, so that's probably way more money besides the Fast and Furious franchise. So, and he's probably gonna get like 2 extra movies.
That's a good example of the fact that their build is just impossible for them to be anything else. So The Rock stays in his niche. Dave Bautista will branch out, but they have to write it for it. Because remember the fact, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Black Adam, but anyway, the fact that he was a much smaller man before he got the powers from his son, and then he bulked up, just like Shazam does. Shazam's a kid, and then the minute he says Shazam, he bulks up. So The Rock having to play that character, they just put his face on a different body.
Yeah,
he had a body though. He couldn't be. There's no way he could size himself down and then bulk himself back up.
Yeah.
And have it make sense. There's no way to do that when you're that big and
that's what they did with Captain America.
Yeah, they had to do the same thing. Like, there was no way Chris Evans would be a method actor to the point where he skimmed down, but that skinny to that big is not going to work. And that's right, Christian Bale and Joaquin Phoenix and people like that can be method actors. They're naturally smaller in frame. Yeah. So losing weight and then gaining it back is not too detrimental, and it doesn't look too weird on the skin.
Yeah, don't be 50 Cent.
Yeah. So that's just the hard part. I respect the fact that The Rock's like, look, this is my niche, I'm sticking to it. Like, pay me to be me. And I like Dave Bautista wanting to be more than that, but because of his build, he has to the role he gets has to be written to make sense why he's that big.
Is there a movie that you could see him in that's already been out?
A movie that he could be in that's already been out.
I think he could probably. This is kind of funny. I think he could probably switch out maybe a movie or two with The Rock, just because they could do the same thing.
Yeah, I could probably.
I could kind of see him, even though he's beefy or whatever, like muscular wise. Like, I could kind of see him in a Jason Statham movie. I'll be honest. So, just because I think he could probably do some of the flexibility stuff. He may not be able to. He's not fitting through no windows and nothing like that, but they'll figure out something for him. Yeah. Basically, he could definitely dive through some windows, but they gotta be bigger. He not fitting through an open window.
See, Dave Bautista would be a great character, but he's not Asian, so I don't want to really say it. But I feel like he'd be a good Lobo. He's got a big guy, a big stature.
Lubu?
Yeah, sorry, I said Lobo. But yeah.
Oh wow! If they did a live action record of Ragnarok, that'd be a terrible movie.
Well, no, not necessarily record, just that character. But Dave Bautista is Asian, so it wouldn't work. But his build makes sense for that, and it's dramatic as well as action all at the same time.
That's okay. They did Tom Cruise as a samurai, so we'll be alright.
We're not going to talk about this, alright? In our Hollywood, it makes sense, okay? Mythical creatures can be any race, and historical people need to be historical.
Hey, listen. Hey, if Tom Cruise is the last samurai, man, look, we all fail.
Like, I love Chadwick Boseman, may he rest in peace, but he should not have played Thurgood Marshall. Thurgood Marshall is your skin tone.
I feel honored now.
Not Chadwick Boseman. So I'm like,
he did Nat Turner.
That is still he did not do Nat Turner. He did. Chadwick Boseman did not do Nat Turner. He didn't. What movie are you talking about? He did not play Nat Turner.
Continue.
But so historically accurate characters, I get you have to make that make sense. But mythical creatures could be whatever. Point blank period. Could be whatever. So Middle Earth is just that middle. But yeah, he couldn't. That statue would make sense for Lubo, but he wouldn't be able to play them. So
Whatever.
Even you blending black people, look at you. That is a damn shame. You say all of us look alike because we dark skinned? No. I'm not even going to stoop to your level when it comes to skin tone.
Yeah, so you look at you. Who was that guy?
It was that guy.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on either one of our topics today?
All I know is I just need The Rock to do something different. I need him to be a villain. Like an actual true villain. Where he's actually going up against somebody who's actually a good hero. Or him being a quote unquote hero in all his movies, but being a villain, and then a quote unquote villain in most of their movies being a hero against The Rock or something. But it's gotta be somebody big. Like, it can't be no Kevin Hart 5 Tom Cruise size dude going up against The Rock. That's gonna look cheesy. That's like David and Goliath. Like, we don't need that. We need somebody Goliath.
If anything, that'd be a good movie, and he'd be Goliath, the bad guy.
Goliath versus Goliath type of thing. Like, he should do a mythical movie then, if that's the case.
Yeah, that makes sense to him being the bad guy. But he did Hercules. Hercules, no, we're not talking about that. But a David and Goliath type movie with The Rock being Goliath makes sense.
Somehow,
there's a bad guy in it.
Somehow, I think he would still find a way to make himself the winner. But I don't think
as the anti-hero.
I don't think he would. I don't think he would want to lose. There's no movie that he's done that he's actually lost. He's always the cliffhanger is he becomes one of the good guys or something like that, or whatever the case may be. But Dave Bautista, I'm not sure. I mean, I think he should do some more movies with some real action. I think he should do more action movies with some real action stars, because he's still kind of young, so he needs to get that. He needs those kind of movie credits, personally.
I'd say he only does that movie to pad his pocket. Those types of movies to pad his pockets.
Yeah, but those movie credits,
the movies he actually really, really enjoys.
I mean,
in between.
But he need to do it with some good people. That's actually. I mean, they're gonna have to be younger now, because a lot of the good action stars are old now. Like, they're in their 60s and upper 50s at this point. Like, he's still fairly young, but like, he need to get some up and comers in there with him. I don't know who, but
I could him to pull Sylvester Stallone with Expendables and get up and coming same action stars in the movie.
I mean, I would like to, like I said,
even though we did a couple Sylvester.
I would like to see both of them. I would like to see them do a wrestling movie. I think that'd be good. They could play themselves. Like, it wouldn't be that hard. Like, they could do.
But they weren't there at the same time.
I mean, still, they could play themselves if they wanted to. But they might as well. They need to both do a movie from their past, like as a wrestler. I think it'd be good. It could be funny, if anything. I mean, The Rock playing his old self would be hilarious, to be honest. But I didn't know Dave
like
Bautista.
Two old wrestlers trying to make a comeback.
Hey man, listen. That actually sounds funny.
Well, you that hard up that you need to come back in here for a table, ladders, and chairs match that they don't even allow anymore.
Hey man, listen.
There ain't no jumping off top ropes.
That'd be pretty funny. That could be a good comedy. It'd be a drama, but it'd definitely be some comedy in there for sure. Because their back's gonna be hurting. They're gonna have to.
That's literally the version of Birdman, but with wrestlers.
Hey, I didn't ever see it, so I'm not about to watch all these movies in one night. I'm sorry. Get over it.
Birdman, though, come on. It was so meta at the same time, because it's Michael Keaton saying that he's doing stage plays to try to like get people to forget the fact that he was Birdman, aka Batman. So the whole time he's trying to escape the image of him being a superhero in a superhero franchise. But it was so ingrained in his identity that he couldn't know which way was up.
Did he speak like Batman in the movie?
Oh my gosh, yes, Birdman had it was all Batman, Michael Keaton as Birdman. It was, if anything, I was just like, y'all just couldn't call this Batman because y'all don't own it. But it was absolutely.
I mean, Birdman's he's an actual person though.
So it was actually very, very good.
So it was a comedy.
No, it was comedic. I thought it was like a
drama.
A dramedy. It was drama and comedy all together. Because the other meta part about it was Edward Norton was in it, also like playing himself as the rumor that he was always so difficult to work with that nobody wanted to book him anymore.
Okay.
And stuff, because that was what was like the rumors that started when he was playing the Hulk. So.
Oh yeah, he was the Hulk. He had the weird version Hulk though.
Yeah,
didn't he?
yeah, he did. The Hulk period is a weird version.
Nah, they had better versions.
But so yeah, you gotta work for it, man. But I get what you're saying. That you want to see them kind of dip into that, but
I mean, they should make it a comedy. I think it would be good. I think people would get a good laugh about it, especially they thought about it. They trying to make a comeback. They look at what they wear down, like, wait, I ain't wearing this. like you got me effed up.
If anything, it makes sense to be like two old wrestlers trying to come back into the wrestling game right now.
Especially with all the new wrestlers that's in.
Yeah.
Now.
Going to be able to like trying to do their old moves and breaking hips. It's hilarious.
Michael Keaton was in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yes.
I just don't remember his face. I'm sorry.
He was the Vulture guy.
That was him?
Yes.
He's just old now, so it's just hard to see the old version of him. Mm-hmm. I just can't believe he was in Need for Speed. It's like, what? He was in a lot. Man, he was in Far From Home.
Well, while you're looking that up, we're done with this episode of the Blerd Box Podcast. Stay tuned for more and more to come. This was episode 3. Anything you want to tell the people? Any housekeeping stuff that you want to mention?
If you know anything about Michael Keaton, please let me know. And if you like Christian Bale more, please also let me know, because I appreciate it. Don't worry about Michael Keaton. But if you like Michael Keaton,
but more than likely, if you're going to be like me, where you're on the fence and you know why you're on the fence, because these are 2 really hard Batmans to choose from.
They're good actors. Like, no disrespect.
Anyway, just let us know your positions in the comments.
But mine's better. Yes, please let us know who you like better and why, if you want to put that as well. I will definitely argue with any of y'all.
No,
please
you
let
won't.
me. Okay. I read the comments. I will argue with everybody.
No, we won't. You're not gonna flood these comments like that.
It will be 6 replies deep for each comment.
We're not going to do that, but we are going to go. We'll talk to you guys later. We'll see you next time on the Blerd Box Podcast. This has been real. Please remember to
like, share, subscribe, and please comment your thoughts.
All right, guys. Have a great night. Bye.
Just saying.